Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
My girl.
How is everyone? While we're waiting on a few more people to come in, can we all just put in the chat one thing we are grateful for today? I'm gonna get this link out to a few more people and be right with you to get started. All right. What are we grateful for today? Let me turn off the music. No snow today. Got to work safely. That's great. I wish I could relate. I'm so shocked there's snow in North Carolina. I'm like, not a fan, but I'm glad you got to work safely. Sliding all over the roads is terrifying. I'm grateful for this Zoom meeting. Oh, thanks, Sharish. I'm so excited today to start really aligning our energy, to start attracting more leads so we can stop spending this time and energy chasing them. So, good to see you, Mike. North Core snow, not snow. No snow in Germany, okay. I bet there's a lot more snow there than there is here. That's for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and we'll let some people trickle on in and learn as they come. If you guys have never done a workshop with me, welcome. I am so excited to be here. I have learned about Reiki healing and I've got my certification in level 1 and level 2, so I'm really excited to share some of the things I've learned, some things that have helped me not only in my mental health, but brought in more income, which is nice, which can also help with some of those mental stresses that we have as entrepreneurs. So, um, basically, what guided me to want to get energy work is I've tried a lot of things. I had tried physical therapy. I've tried breath work, which breath work does pretty well for me, but there's still this tension in my body that I'm like, I know it needs to come out, right? And I'm spending this time trying to do these things to get it out, right? But um, nothing has sat with me like energy work has, and nothing has actually allowed me to be like energy work because you have to slow down, something us entrepreneurs struggle with, in order to really feel how you're feeling in your body and listen to that message. So I've been coaching for a year and a half now, and I just got certified just now because my first time ever doing energy work was like 2 months ago. 3 months ago, and I don't know, something just clicked. So I would be wasting this information if I didn't share with you guys. So, by the end of this session, you should be able to recognize how to harness your own energy to help you make healthier and warmer leads that actually are attracting the clients that you want. Get really clear on who that is and how, again, we can spend less time and less energy chasing these leads and have them come to us and have them open up to us in the way that we want. Because, making money is a cherry on top, of course, but our energy is what we really want to focus on to help you enjoy life again. So it all starts with us. So, first and foremost, I'm going to do a guided meditation. So if you guys are able to follow along and get into a comfortable position, if you've never done anything like this with me before, we start with some breath work. We're just going to ground our bodies and get centered in how we feel and where we feel these places in our bodies. So I'm going to turn on some music, so just let me know if you guys can hear this in the background. 1 second. All right. Turn up the volume. Okay. Can you guys hear me and the music and my voice okay? Just give a little thumbs up if you can. Okay, awesome. So if you're able to participate, just find a comfy place to settle into your body. You can do this by sitting down, laying down if you're able, or just finding a comfy space. So just focus on how you're feeling around you. We're going to take a few deep breaths to ground us. First breath in through the nose now, and hold at the top just for a second, and exhale. So we just want to feel your body start to relax with this deep exhale. I want us to be aware of how we're feeling in our bodies by paying attention to the sensations around us, like how your body feels in the chair below, how your clothes feel on your skin. Now I want you to imagine yourself standing barefoot on a soft earth. With each breath, I want you to feel your feet connecting deeper into the ground. I want you to visualize roots growing from the soles of your feet, extending down into the earth, anchoring you firmly and drawing a calming, supportive energy. As the earth's energy arises, feel it moving through your legs, up in your torso. Feel it anchoring you to the ground, filling your body with a sense of strength and stability. Now you can say to yourself or aloud, I am grounded, centered, and open to receiving aligned opportunities. I am grounded, centered, and open to receiving aligned opportunities. With every breath, feel yourself becoming more present and steady. Now with a warm, visualizing golden light forming above your head, as it gently pours down over you, this warm, glowing light, it creates a protection bubble around you and your entire body. This golden light acts as a shield, allowing positive energy in while keeping negativity or draining energy out. I want you to feel it wrapping around you like a soft, comforting blanket, keeping you safe and aligned. With each inhale, imagine this shield becoming stronger, and with each exhale, release any worries or doubts. And say to yourself or aloud, my energy is protected, and I attract aligned opportunities with ease and clarity. Now take a moment to feel how light and safe that you feel within this protective space. Now bring your awareness to your heart center and visualize a bright, radiant light, again glowing from your chest and expanding with each breath you take. Imagine this light now extending outward from your body, reaching your ideal clients who you are seeking your energy, who are seeking your energy, who are seeking your services and your message. See your ideal client as a silhouette moving towards you, drawn by your energy, feeling safe and aligned in your presence. And say aloud or to yourself, I am a magnet for aligned clients who value my energy and expertise. Now picture these aligned leads entering your inbox, conversations flowing with ease as genuine connections form effortlessly. As you breathe in, feel a deep sense of trust that the right people are finding their way to you. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body, feeling the weight of your feet on the ground, wiggling your toes, and the gentle rhythm of your breath. Wiggle your fingers and take a big breath in through your nose, filling your belly and filling your lungs as much air as you can hold. And exhale, a nice sigh. Feel the gratitude for the energy that you have cultivated in yourself. And you can say out loud or to yourself, I am ready to welcome opportunities that align with my highest good. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. All right. How are we feeling? Lighter? Good. If you yawn during this time, this is a good thing. It's the sign that your nervous system has come out of that fight or flight where we often spend so much time and into this rest and digest. So you're able to think clearly and feel calm and centered. It's a big and most important part of finding new leads and increasing your income and finding this perfect person that matches who you work with is by realizing what energy are we bringing into the DMs? What is it that we're feeling the second we sit down in our chair to send it out? So, inside the Healing Academy, you'll find a resource portal with a worksheet that talks about what we can do to align this energy. And so I'm going to go through this worksheet with you guys. And I'm going to pull it up and share my screen. Okay. Got my Reiki healing playlist in the background. So inside the classroom, inside the Healing Academy, which is my resource portal inside BreakFree Island, this is the energy clearing what we're going to do today. So it is inside our deepening healing foundations, so energy work to bring good vibes back into the DMs. So when we open this worksheet, this is what we're looking for. So the first and foremost, the most important thing to do with your energy to realize how powerful it truly is to set your intention. Now, if your intention is to sit down and get your shit done and just get it out of the way, right? That's a different energy that we're putting into our DMs. Then when we sit down, we say, okay, I approach my DMs with kindness, curiosity, and a positive energy. I protect my peace and while engaging with others. Because a big part of us being coaches or healers or just people who are helping others is what we're doing when we're helping others is we're giving little bits of our energy away. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is first and foremost understand how important your energy is and how to protect it, and how to set that is by starting first with setting that positive intention with anything. So this is specifically about DMs, but we want to focus on setting those positive intentions moving forward. So setting it by setting those deep breaths. I like to do deep belly breathing. And if you've never done this before, the way I like to do it is I'll put my hand on my heart and I put my hand on my belly. And this way I can feel what is rising here. Because as someone who struggles with anxiety and stuff like that, is I'm not taking the full breaths I feel like I need to feel calm and centered. Raise your hand if you've ever felt like you took a breath, but that wasn't the breath you needed, right? I know I have. So what I want you to do is take those deep belly breaths, because when you have no more space in the lungs, the belly pulls that air out and then gives you an extra bit of push on the way out. And so when we take those deep breaths, we want to take a deep breath in, hold for a second, and then a long, slow exhale on the way out. Okay. After that, we're going to ground ourselves. It's so important to stay grounded because when we are not grounded and those emotions get high or fears come in, then logic tends to be low. We're not thinking with our clear and true and higher self. We're not thinking with that authentic version of us, you know? And that's what we need to bring into the DMs because as someone who didn't have that in DMs, I was scaring people away until I focused on, okay, what is my intentions here? So, um, oh, bye, Mike. Nice worksheet. Thanks, bud. You can see it inside the Break Free Island. It's always here for you. So, to ground your energy, first and foremost, we're going to do what we did in the visualization. So, use these roots growing from your feet, anchor you to this earth. Understand and tell your nervous system, however it's feeling, I am safe here in my body to make these responsibilities, to make these choices that I can do the right thing to bring in the right client that aligns with me. Because sometimes we attract the people who aren't working hard because we're accidentally putting this energy into DMs. So we want to just try to avoid that. So visualizing roots and anchoring you to the calmness and stability, that light inside you, so to let your energy settle. Because if you're someone like me who sat down knowing I got this dooming list of things to do, the priority to try to be present in the DMs is really hard for me. So to center myself in that moment, to stay focused, your client will thank you, your body will thank you moving forward. So, and as I mentioned before, this shielding the energy. So every time that we are doing anything, we're giving a little bit of our energy. We don't mean to, it's a subconscious thing. So imagining this golden bubble around you that shields and protects your energy because we have to protect it. I mean, girl, guys, I protect mine like a guard dog. You got to. Because if we have no energy left, then we have no cup to fill from. It's empty, and we can't pour from an empty cup. So make sure that you understand and your body and your nervous system understands because what I want you guys to realize too is our minds and our bodies are different. Something I'm really realizing with this Reiki energy work is my brain has one job and one job only to keep me alive. So when I sit down to do my work and my body thinks I'm stressed, it doesn't know that we're not dying in that moment or being chased by some saber-toothed tiger, right? From back in the day, because it's not wired to change. Our nervous systems don't think like that. So we have to allow our bodies to know that this energy I'm absorbing is not going to be anything negative, and I'm only allowing anything in that's love and light and positivity. So even if someone says something snarky in the DM, so they don't want to book a call with me, or they're not interested in my project, or they don't even agree with what I'm doing here, it won't affect me and my energy. So this bubble protects you. So I want you guys to always imagine, even if someone was being negative or just giving off something that you feel, and I have to do this a lot as being an empath, is just make sure that that bubble is safe. Make sure it's here, and all of their energy is simply bouncing off. Okay? My energy is mine, their energy is theirs. I'm not required to take care of their energy. I'm only responsible for mine. So, and I engage now with clarity, joy, and patience. Our words are really powerful. They have vibrations, and the vibrations are energy. That's why when certain songs hit us differently, right? That's why when we meditate, we listen to certain tunes that connect to our brains and our bodies and our chakras at different frequencies. So when we say things, and if you notice your tone when you say, oh, I have to do the DMs today, right? That's an energy. You can feel it in your body. How many people have done that and you just feel shitty because you're like, ugh, I have to go to the DMs today, right? But then if you're like, think in a different mindset, a place of abundance of, hey, by working in the DMs today, that leads me to money. I get to go into the DMs today. Like, that's a different energy, right? So that's what we're trying to do here in this energy field is understand what our power is and then protect it. So while you're in the DMs, the one of the 5 Reiki principles that I'm learning is be diligent with your work. So don't just check it off the list and be like, yeah, I did it for the day. Like it's done. Like be present, slow down. So before you respond, just pause for just a second. And this keeps you from reacting emotionally and helps you maintain your energy because when emotion is high, whether we like to admit it or not, logic is low. Like you ever been arguing with somebody and you like really meant what you said in that moment because they pissed you off, and then later you're like, oh man, I actually don't think he's a big jerk, or actually I don't feel the way that I felt. because that's a part of you that comes out. And something I've been learning in my therapy is doing parts work is that anger comes out to protect us. Our brain is that first initial act, right? And sometimes we can't even control that first thought, or that first thought may not even be our own. So we just need to be aware of that before responding. Are these thoughts my own? Who am I thinking as someone who's angry or triggered? And sometimes it's okay to take a step back, calm yourself, and then come back to the DMs when you're in a good energy. Okay? So bring in the calmness. Just, I mean, if anyone here has kids, you know it. Just a quick little breath, just whoo, don't lose your shit. We're gonna use the same thing here when we're talking about other adults, because I think adults are almost more frustrating than working with children because they have no excuse for their behavior. But these adults, we're also speaking with people that we don't know, right? We don't know how their energy is feeling for the day. So if they're already in a bad mood and we approach with our bad mood, right? That's just fire and fire. It's not going to click, and they might feel a different energy or misunderstand or be snarky. And you know the DMs, they're already hard enough to understand as it is. We can't hear them. We can't hear their tone or their how they meant to say it. So we have to go off just the words and the energy in the DMs. That's why this is so important to breathe in that calmness and just breathe out the attention. I can't control their emotions or their energy, only my own. So you can send out some positive vibes. You can say, hey, I bring in good energy into this interaction, because maybe that nice kind of action, that kind of that kind action of just being there with good light and love can really change someone's day. You never know who's on the verge of ending their life or just from snapping. When things build and build and build, and then you just have that one extra asshole at the end of the day, it's just like, I can't do it anymore. So we never know where we are in other people's places and their lives and their energy. So with this golden light that you think of yourself, is you can share that with this person is, hey, even if they're snarky or mean, or saying mean things about me, hurt people hurt people. So even if they're lashing out, or even if someone is responding in a way that you don't want, I bring good intention into this interaction, and my words uplift and clarify. This brings good energy into the DMs, but this also tells your nervous system that even if this person says your program is shit, it's not going to affect you or your energy. Because then if our energy is affected, it goes right to our brain, our thoughts. Oh shit, well, maybe it's not a good program. Maybe it's not good enough. Maybe this, maybe that, right? And sometimes we can spiral. But when we have that good energy field that we feel safe and protected in this moment, it makes that a lot easier to maintain and be aware that, hey, this person isn't trying to directly attack me. This person may feel like they're hurting on their end. And people like that, if you look close enough, you just want to give them a big hug. And if we can spread that bit of positivity, yes, negativity spreads, but so does love, like wildfire. And we can start breaking this generational trauma. And I know it sounds like a little silly that I'm talking about just DMs, but this is where it starts, is online interaction, is bringing somebody a new positive experience that they didn't have before. We have so many people in our DMs trying to sell us or make us feel some type of way, which leads me to my next spot, which is detach emotionally. Don't try to assume that you know how they feel. Don't try to assume that you know you can fix them, right? Something my therapist always says is stay off the drama triangle. If you're on the drama triangle, something you're doing here is creating the drama, whether that is being the aggressor, the victim, or, my personal favorite, the fixer. You just want to fix it. You just want to take their pain because you want them to feel better, right? But that's not our responsibility. So I want you guys to be really clear with the fact that your energy is your own and protect it. And it's not your responsibility to fix someone else, but you can detach your emotions, not in a way that you don't feel anything, but just remind yourself that a person's tone and urgency or frustration does not define you or your worth or your value. So I am responsible for my energy, not their own. So once you're in that DMs and you're bringing the positivity and the love and the light as much as you can, after you close your DMs, this is a big part of it too, is you are now having this residual energy. And energy can store itself in literally anything. Your thoughts, your body, your mood, your in dust. Dust carries stagnant energy, guys. So it's really interesting. So but to get it out of your body, especially as a healer or a coach, you're absorbing their energy because they're releasing it to you, which is great that they trust you. But you have to shake it off and you got to get it out, right? So a little exercise I'd like to do is for each of you to simply rub your hands together until it feels warm and then flick your fingers outward. Just get it out. Just shake it out like you're washing your hands after it's wet. And then if you'd like to do it even further, you can shake your full arms and just release it. This is actually releasing this stagnant energy that you have in your body, making you feel lighter. Because we sit here like little gremlins all day behind our computer screen and we realize, oh shit, I haven't eaten today, I haven't come up for air, I haven't had water, and now I'm stressed. Now I want to cry because the DMs are stupid and people aren't listening and no one wants my shit, right? We've all been there. So to get it out, this energy I release is not mine. You can say, I release the energy that is not my own. Shake it out, get it out, wiggle it out. Sometimes I like to dance. Like, I know I look like a psycho, but sometimes I'm even dancing while I'm crying. I'm just like, it's gonna be okay, right? Because our bodies need movement. We need to get it out. Okay, so you can say out loud, I release the energies that not mine. And then tell yourself after having these 3 deep breaths in to just rejuvenate. So the same light and love and energy that you felt from before, that glowing energy, may feel a little drained after DMs, and that's okay because now we can come to realize with this awareness, what energy am I putting in? And if I'm giving too much or receiving too much, then I need to work on my boundaries, right? My protection bubble. So you can tell yourself after you're taking these nice deep breaths in, that I am refreshed, positive, and at peace. Something that's a really quick nervous system reset if your body is feeling impatient in this moment. So you can take 2 quick breaths in through your nose and 1 long, slow breath out, like this. And really push that air out with your breath as long as you can, and then just this is a quick little breath work that resets your nervous system, actually gets that parasympathetic nervous system to start. Okay, so reflect on any good or bad interactions that you had. Hey, this guy told me that I was a asshole, and this one said they wanted my program, right? Like we decide what we can spend our energy on. It's like I can't control that this guy didn't like my program. I did my best. But guess what I can control? This person said that they like my program and they even want to call with me. So really just reflecting on the good and on the bad. Because if it was all bad, then take a moment to feel that. Hey, today freaking sucked. This is shit. Because even in the shitty days, you're realizing what is working for you and what's not working for you. Whether it's the people you're talking to, the energy you're pulling in or releasing, right? That's something that you can interact with and that you can change. Because if it's something that you're accidentally giving off, like a really salesy vibe, like I need money vibe, like then we can work on that. That's an energy mindset that you can flow to, right? Because it's some kind of emotional blockage, whether that's with your limiting beliefs or relationship with money, your thoughts and emotions surrounding money itself. Most of those things are bad. So if you think money's evil and hard to make, and then you go into the DMs thinking that thing, people are going to feel that energy. But if you think of this abundance mindset instead of the scarcity of money is flowing to me effortlessly and people value my services, that feels better in your body. So reflect on the good and the bad without judgment. A big part of that is we're very self-aware, but then we have that inner critic. I have mine. I personally got my name of the idea from my business coach, Katya. She named her inner critic Regina. So she's like, oh, like Regina George from New Girls or from Mean Girls. So it's like you got to be aware of when that inner critic is here and tell her to silence herself, and be aware of when you feel happy and celebrate that moment and celebrate that still without judgment too. Because a lot of us people and humans, especially us ladies, is we go, yeah, we did great, comma, but da 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 da, here's what I could have done better. We just want to be present in that moment of here's how I can improve or here's how I can go. I named mine Brianna, so like just it honestly sounds like Brian, which is my dad's name, which is like a whole thing, but like I'm getting into understanding when are these thoughts in my brain coming up and are they even my own? Because this I'm not good enough thing, that's not a me thought. I truly do think I'm not good. I am good enough. But it took me a long time to realize, oh, that's not even my thought in my head. That's my father's, right? So just being aware and interacting and reflecting, whether that's just personally sitting here silently, just thinking, whether this is journaling, whether this is a voice note or a video that you have to, get all that out there, is something too important to reflect on. So then the affirmation. So whether it went good or bad, I appreciate the connections that I made, and I honor my boundaries. So there is going to be people, no matter how hard you work on your boundaries, they're just going to shit all over them. They don't care. They don't care how hard you worked on them. They don't care that the boundaries are there because they don't know how to respect boundaries. It's a them thing, right? So you just want to make sure that even with these boundaries, some people may not hold space for my boundaries, and that's okay. I still appreciate the connections that I made today, even if they were great, even if they were bad, even if there's somewhere in the middle where you don't know where this connection may lead to. Just I appreciate the connections that I make, and really make sure that that statement feels genuine to you. And if it doesn't, understand where that feeling's coming from. Because if it's something that's disaligned, we can go back into finding that ideal client, right? Finding your people and then targeting those people. So by the failing forward, it's showing us where we can improve and where we can be better and where we can celebrate too, because we want to celebrate. Absolutely. So at the end of the worksheet here, we're going to have affirmations. These are obviously going to be so powerful because we're saying them out loud. We're using that vibration of our voice. I am patient, calm, and in control of my energy. I respond with love, clarity, and not frustration. I protect my peace and I engage others with good intentions in the DMs. So by approaching with the DMs with this energy, you will feel better and you'll also radiate this positivity. You ever talk to somebody when you had a really shitty day and you were honestly kind of bitchy to them and then they responded with like love and patience and you were just like, wow, I was kind of an asshole to you and you were so kind to me like that, and it just kind of shook your reality. It's like, oh, like I was in this just reality of just like got my glasses on, I got my blinders on, and I'm just going this way. But it like gives your brain a chance to be like, wow, I could choose to be positive like that. It's a choice to feel angry. It's a choice to feel these emotions. So that's a big part of why I'm giving you guys this worksheet. So, do we have any questions so far on just how important our energy is and how it feels so far, or anything that's come up and we've noticed in the DMs of how we're feeling? Go ahead and just, if you'd like to share, you can unmute, or we can just keep on keeping on. All right. So, whether this is a subconscious thing that you're doing or something that we can become aware of it today, it is important to start to bring our awareness there. So, if it's something, again, that we can just be aware of that, hey, where is this feeling in my body? Is it somewhere in my head? Am I getting headaches every single time I am in the DMs? Am I getting anxiety every time I sit down for the DMs, right? Where am I feeling this? Am I feeling sick to my stomach when I sit down in the DMs? So if you guys could type in the chat, just where are you feeling this energy when you sit down? Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it a gut feeling that these aren't my people? What is it that we can connect to and locate some kind of feeling today to try to center that around? Okay, you feel it in my head, feel some anxiety. Okay. So I just want to ask you guys to self, yep, is basically the 5 whys is allow yourself to ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling this way? And I just want you to, this is a hard practice to do because we oftentimes dwell on that why, right? Okay, chest, fear of rejection. So start to pay attention when you're overthinking, what are the thoughts in my head when I sit down? So if it's anxiety of maybe I won't sign a client, what we can do, is be aware of how we're feeling in that moment. Give your body and your mind and your nervous system, a chance to understand the feeling itself. Why do I feel anxious? Okay, because I'm worried I won't make sales, right? Okay, why am I worried I won't make sales? Okay, well, if I don't make sales, then I don't make the money, right? Okay, pause. Why am I worried about making the money? Okay, well, I have bills to pay. Like, it seems like a weird thing to just, because our brain goes straight to the end. So I want you guys to just pause and take those 5 whys. Okay, then I won't have to pay the bills. If I don't pay the bills, I'll lose my house, right? So that's the whole energy that we have moving forward. And this can be situational, of course. This could be different for every person. But then when you overthink, why am I overthinking, right? What am I overthinking? Is it a task or something I've built up that's really big in my head and it feels overwhelming, right? How can I break it down into something smaller, little bite-sized things to manage, to actually break it down to understand my nervous system can handle this? Because when we have anxiety or fear or just limiting beliefs, sometimes, like I said earlier, they're not our own thoughts. But other times it comes from a place from our brain. Again, there's a different thinking than our body, like our mind is not our brain. Because our brain, when anxiety kicks in, is like, we're dying. We're dying, we're dying, we're dying. Like we're being chased by something. I have to keep you alive, right? So by being anxious, then you do something with your action. You do feel some kind of way. For me, like I get shaky or I feel nauseous or something like that. I get sweaty or something like that. So we have to be aware, why am I feeling it? Where am I feeling it? And what actions can I take to move forward? But I want to encourage not to rely fully on why I'm feeling this way, because sometimes when we can't figure it out, that can make us really, really frustrated. Like, I don't understand why this is happening. So if you're feeling that way and you're getting a little overwhelmed with that why, then take a moment. I like to physically sit back in my chair and simply say, it doesn't matter why this is happening. All we can focus on is what can I do moving forward to make myself feel like I'm safe, because an anxiety is a part of you, right? So we can connect to that part. And something that's helped me in therapy is understanding why they're here in the first place. They're here to keep me alive, right? At some point in your life, that anxiety kept you safe, it kept you alive. But we need to realize, hey, though I see why you're here and I see what you're trying to do to help me, would you mind just taking a step back, right? Because the authentic Gabby's here. I got this. So start to understand those thoughts and those feelings. Fear of rejection, right? Fear of success, fear of failing, fear of not being enough, fear of just, working so hard on this version of you and then it not working out. So just know that the second those come into your head, you can catch it. Like, I physically like to do stuff like this because I'm doing Reiki and energy. I feel like I can literally catch my thoughts, but I'm also a visual learner. But you can hold that thought and then hold it in front of you and be like, is this my own? What can I do to fix it, right? If you can, get it away, right? Use that energy that you can and feel like you're dismissing it. You're not putting it away somewhere you'll never see it again, but you're just saying, you know what? This isn't my own. I'm going to release it here. Okay. So, what we can do to really focus on having this energy inside you and having that reflect in your communication is by realizing, what am I feeling? How can I move on from here? I'm trying to think if I have this book. I think it's on my bedside. But it shows me, it's called The Secret Language of the Body. I'm going to type it here in the chat. Secret Language of the Body. So this teaches you about nervous system. I don't know who it's by yet, but I'll show you guys. But this teaches you to first focus on your breath, then focus on your, I think it's BASEM. Yeah. Breath, actions, sensation, emotions, and then brain. It checks in with the brain last. So I just want you guys to understand that when you are feeling this anxiety or the emotions or energy inside you, that it is so important to first ground it and center that before moving in. So this tells you the mind, what emotions am I feeling last? So I know that's usually our go-to, right? What emotions are our feeling, and then everything follows. So we're just going to try to cut ties with that. Okay? So by protecting this energy inside you, it's going to help with the burnout. This is going to help make you feel like you're aligned in the DMs. And when you're able to have that relationship with the people coming in, it gives you a chance to actually feel more empathy for the human being you're talking to rather than just trying to make the sales. Because I can included have gone into my DMs many times being like, I'm going to make some sales. But I want you guys to encourage that understanding where this energy is coming from and align it with your true and authentic self. So, I mean, how many of us here love money? Me, of course, right? But how many of us started this business 110% for the money? I'd have to put my hand down. I would. That's just a cherry on top for me. And it's okay if you have your hand up right now. It's okay because I want you to start noticing, why am I here in the first place? What is my intentions here? Because like we're doing for the DMs, your intentions in everything you do are going to be important. So if my intention is to just make money, that may be attracting a different set of clients, right, than some people. So I personally started here to help heal people. I want to heal the trauma. I want to heal the pain inside you and build more awareness so that you can learn it on your own and that you're not always needing that external validation from other people. I don't want you to need me for the second 6 months of our program, right? I want only for the first 6 months, and then to teach yourself to bring that energy into you so that you can have the knowledge to go teach your friends and your family, your kids. So we're breaking generational trauma. We're healing people one person at a time. None of that has to do with money, right? So like my coach says to me is make money one of your stars, right? It's up there in the dreams in the sky that you're shooting for, that you're shooting for. But the North Star should be this life that you want. So by going into the DMs with a good energy, by getting the money that I need, that will provide me with the connections and the love and the light and everything that I want to do for me. So that is like your North Star, something to focus on by having good energy and by being calm and collected and healing and helping people. That will bring me in the money that I need to now work on marketing, maybe do some paid ads, hire a team, whatever it is that you want to build for yourself. You can still do that, but the money isn't why, we're here. So just keep that in mind while helping the people in the DMs. So how can I show up energetically aligned every single time? So that is what I pretty much got for you guys. Is everything that you're going through is going to be a lesson, whether the energy in your body is trying to tell you something at all times. So just my biggest reminder is try to quiet the brain to understand what we're feeling in our bodies, right? Because that's the most important part. It's understanding how we feel so that we can make an actual plan to feeling better moving forward. Because once we're aware of that thing, then we can change it moving forward. We can't change anything or get a different result if we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm pretty sure that's the definition of insanity, right? So, what can we do today? That's just one small action to change your energy in the DMs, right? So, even if it's, I can sign a new client today, just that thought and making that thought real in your head. Because if we're going into it with, ugh, no one wants to talk to me, I don't want to do this, it's going to feel different. So, would anybody like to share or ask a question about their energy or how they can align it to their DMs or their business? The floor is yours.
I feel a lot better about it. I did
Mm.
feel like, oh, I have to do this, like almost like it was a
Mm-hmm.
chore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to try this.
Okay. Yeah, think about your why. What is it that lights you up inside that made you want to start this in the first place? How can I bring in those people? And start thinking in the DMs. They're either going to be a connection or even like a friend. You never know what kind of people that you'll meet in the DMs while you're prospecting and looking for those perfect people. It's how I met my business partner, Sylvan Ember, and I just popped in my DMs one day, and now we're best friends and business partners. So you never know what kind of connections that you'll meet in. So when you feel that feeling of, ugh, I have to go do the DMs right now, just shift that little thought in your head is, you know what? I get to go do the DMs today. I get to go spread my love and my light, my positivity and my knowledge to these people. And that's amazing. That's something that people long to do and or don't know how to do or aren't at that stage. So try that. See if that helps with how you're feeling.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Absolutely. Any other questions about, or even shares of just how you're feeling differently in the DMs?
Yeah, I'd like to share.
Hi, girl.
Hey. So it's really cool because like the work that you do aligns with what I practice on myself, but I haven't learned
Mm,
to like throw it into my coaching practice quite yet because I'm still in the place of feeling like even some like the current client I have, I'm like, hey, I'm about to get woo woo here. And I want to get
Mm-hmm.
clients that I don't have to do that
Yeah.
work, you know? So for you to even have me bring the practice into my mindset going into the DMs,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool that you linked it up this way because I really
Yeah.
appreciate this because even though, like I said, even though I do it for myself, I never really thought to apply it to this process.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how much more open or like if I'm not even doing them right now. So this
Mm-hmm.
anything is better than right now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that this was very helpful in that sense. And then I questioned that did come to mind when you said as far as the friends. So I find that I'm a very friendly person, but I'm also
Mm-hmm.
like I approach each one as if it could be a new relationship or friendship, and I feel like that gets me stuck in staying in that spot. So do you have
Okay.
like any tips for that or like how to decipher
Yeah.
like whether this is going to be a client or like what hat to put on when
Yeah,
you talk to
definitely.
people?
So first and foremost, I heard you say like in the beginning, like I kind of have to tell them I'm gonna get woo woo here. So just before I answer your question, I'm just curious why you feel the need to say, like warn them like that. Are they, how do they react usually when you want to talk about something?
I feel like I actually am pretty well received, but in
Okay.
my closest circle and like
Hmm.
family, I feel like I'm always the one that's viewed as like the one that's very university woo woo.
Hmm.
And it does,
Okay.
I'm starting to learn how to be proud of it, but it definitely comes from having a little bit of
Yeah.
embarrassment or just like not sure
Hmm.
how it will be received.
Okay. That's kind of the energy I was picking up, but I wanted to ask you just to see how you were feeling about it. Because I can relate to that deeply. My family's like anti woo-woo, like they don't believe in anything I believe in. So it's really weird and new. But something that did help me though was to try not to assume that they aren't gonna be open to it because even my brother, like he's not a that going down this path at all started talking about Reiki, and I was like, oh, haha, like I thought he was making fun of me for a second, but he actually knew something about it and about like doing like morning sun salutations, and I thought he was kidding, but he actually was really interested about it. So the
Mhm.
thought of, even if I know for my brain's telling me for a fact that they don't want this or they're not interested, I'm just going to let them respond and have that kind of the open page because you don't want to send them that energy of accidentally or subconsciously that they don't want to hear about it, that you think that it's embarrassed because they might pick up on that and be like, why is this something I shouldn't learn about? Because people are there's a lot of subconscious triggers and cues
Yeah.
for that. So, then for your second question, that was basically be friendly. Try to be as friendly as you can, but also it is your responsibility as a coach to not be their best friend, right? And something I'll even tell my clients is like, hey, it would be doing you a disservice if I just agreed with everything that you said. If I was just like, yeah, you should do that, right? Like, it's my job as your coach to kind of light that fire under you. If you're not getting the stuff done or you're not progressing in the way that we're needing you to progress, it's because maybe I'm being too lenient with you, right? Maybe I'm being too buddy buddy. People, and I've noticed even friends will really lean on that buddy buddiness. And when it comes to like, hey, I need you to do something, they're like, yeah, but like it's fine because like the authority's gone, right? They kind of brush it off. So
Mm.
being friendly and being their someone to come to and for holding that safe space is really important, but also just asking some questions in the DMs that really like hold that boundary, like, hey, I'm curious. If you keep going like this, like what are some consequences that's going to happen? Because I'm, as your friend, even as a friend, I'm not going to sit here and watch you put yourself through pain. Like
Mhm.
with my program, this could help you get the life that you want. So, like, I'm here to ask you, like, well, why wait? Like, why put yourself through anything more of that? Because even as a friend and a coach, I can't sit by and watch you do this to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people really will. It's funny, I've asked a person, how much longer do you think you can go on like this? And I didn't ask anything else like after that. And they were like, oh, probably for years. But then I asked How much longer do you think you can keep going like this with your nervous system dysregulated, with you now getting autoimmune diseases because you're in that fight or flight mode for so long, right? For losing friendships and family members and connections with yourself. Like, how much can you go on feeling like this? Like, that is just something to just wake them up, you know? So try to be as polite as you can, but that is probably my best advice for being in the DMs and even on coaching calls is be their friend, be friendly, I'm sorry, but not their friend, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. That's really
So just
helpful.
holding that polite authority, and you can word it just like that. Hey, I would be doing you a disservice as your coach and as somebody you're paying to not light that fire under you and push you when I know that you can be more. And just relate to them. Hey, I've been right where you are. That's why I know what you're going through, you know? Because we want a human on the other side of that at that call, those DMs, because we don't know what they're going through. And even if we do know what they're going through, that gives us even more of that authority of, hey, I've lived it, I've walked it. Let me show you how, if that
Nice.
helps.
Awesome. Thank you. I have an appointment, so I have to hop off, but thank you so much. I'm so
Okay,
glad I
yeah, no
joined this.
worries. I'm so happy you're
Yay.
here.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so here I'm going to show you guys my screen. If you have any other one has questions, just feel free to unmute. We have a couple minutes left. I'm just going to show you Break Free Island if you're not already aware of where to find this worksheet and how to access it. So I will be doing a lot more of these guided visualizations. I'm kind of figuring it out how I want to record them because with Loom it sounded a little funky. Kind of dealing with GarageBand because I'm starting my podcast soon, so I'm kind of figuring out what way I want to do this. But all of this information is here inside the classroom. Here is the Healing Academy in here. So it's going to have all my guided visualizations, all my foundational work, all of the resources that you guys need to heal and thrive and move on from there. Now you're going to find this one here inside it. We're going to have the videos with the guided visualization soon. But these are going to be full of other visualizations, like how to nurture your inner child, like understanding one of my favorite practices that I've ever given anybody is the little me assignment and stuff like this, because I want to encourage you guys to use this other resources. And the way that where I'm using this energy with the DMs today is we can bring that to a lot of other areas of our lives, of just a quick moment to set intentions and to understand and protect our energy, whether that's family gatherings, whether that's, being on stage, whether that's hanging out with friends or just going to the bar, like that's still, we need to protect our energy because there are some little energy vampires out there. So this is something that I have with me. I have two pictures. Oh my goodness, where are they? Oh, here she is. My little me assignment. Okay, so this is my little assignment this is my little freebie for everyone on the call here, is if you're not in the Break Free Island, I will send this to you, but this is where you can access this, is print out a little picture of yourself, because every time that you say that you're not doing enough or you're not good enough, I want you to address her and not call her those things, but I want you to reshape that thought in your head while looking at her, because the little you working really hard on her dreams or his dreams, that little you is still there, needing the love and needing the respect that sometimes we are missing, okay? So I just want you guys to journal on your thoughts with her in mind or with him in mind or them in mind of who you want to be and giving them that extra little bit of love and understanding that I'm here for you and I will always be here to guide you and love you and help you heal. So I'm working on modules 2 or 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm adding in a ton more stuff to help you build your business and grow and stay level-headed through it all. But you guys, of course, will have access to other classes here on the island, like learning from our other experts and building a business or learning about your family or having fun little date nights, like we have little ideas of date nights under $20, So by accessing Break Free Island, it'll give you guys a chance to be healthy, wealthy, and having fun. Because a part of this energy work that we want to work so hard on is simply working on having a good time again. And that's where we lose ourselves a lot of the times in the DMs. So we're not having fun. We're not feeling like this is aligned. So by joining Break Free Island, this shows you guys to have fun again and that you're not alone. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being here. This has been so fun. And if you guys need anything at all, you can reach me on the island. You can reach me in the Healing Hub, my free academy. and don't be a stranger. I'm here for you. You guys are very powerful human beings, and I'm so excited to teach you to harness more of this energy moving forward. So, namaste, and I'll see you around. Bye.